So in this video I'm going to compare the Leica IIIa to the Leica IIIg. It's the first vintage camera. The Leica M3 was released in 1954, I believe, around like mid-1950s. The Leica III series was still going at this time. This Leica IIIg, I believe, was released around 1957 to 1959. So this was released after the Leica M. Now, because of this, less of these cameras were sold because everybody had already moved over to the new style of Leica M camera. Easier to focus, easier to load, new style of lenses. Anyway, if you think of it today, everyone wants the newest thing now. So this didn't sell very well. So as such, less were made, and so now the resale value is much higher. As I say, 2 to 3 times more than a Leica IIIa or Leica A to F. They're usually maybe half the price of the Leica IIIg. So in this video, I'm going to compare the Leica IIIa to the Leica IIIg. And these are very similar looking cameras, but there are some reasonable differences compared to how similar that they look. In my last video, you may have seen me compare the Leica IIIa to the Leica M3. If you didn't, I'll link it up above, wherever it is. This video is specifically about the Leica IIIa versus the Leica IIIg, but I'm also going to talk about the cameras in between, the Leica IIIb, C, D, E, F, and then we get to the G. I've done a summary which I'll include at the end of this video, which you can screenshot or something, which includes all the differences between all the different versions, most of the versions. So in this video I'll give you a rough understanding of not only the differences between the Leica IIIa and the Leica IIIg, I'll also include some detail on the Leica I and the Leica II. The Leica IIIa came from the Leica III, the Leica III came from the Leica II, the Leica II came from the Leica I. These are called Barnack design Leicas, after Oscar Barnack. He designed this pocket-sized Leica camera in the 1930s. You can buy Leica 1s, 2s and 3s online, and you can buy later versions of Leica 1s and 2s also. So when you look on eBay, everything looks the same. They all just look like small, pretty Leicas. But if you look carefully, there's some subtle differences. A Leica 1 has no viewfinder or rangefinder. There's no windows here. It has 2 hot shoes, and it's designed one for the viewfinder, one for the rangefinder. So this is the Leica 1. It also, if I remember correctly, it didn't have slow shutter speeds. Only say 1 to check on at the end of this video. I think it's 1 to 30 to 1 to 500th of a second. But the main thing, Leica 1, no viewfinder, no rangefinder. So you're either going to have to shoot blind and do rangefinder hyperfocal distance by looking at the distance on your lens, dialing it in to 1 meter, guesstimating 1 meter, or you need to buy the external Leica rangefinder, Leica viewfinder, or any viewfinder, so you can compose your image. This is Leica 1. Now Leica 2 brought in the viewfinder window and rangefinder window. You can see here you have the rangefinder window on the left of the camera, the viewfinder window for composition, rangefinders for focusing, viewfinders for composition, composing your image, seeing the framing. The Leica 2 cameras had the built-in viewfinder and rangefinder windows. But you'll see in the later versions that there is a patch on the front of the camera here, a circular patch. That's not to hide a battery or anything like that, like you see on some cameras, say the Leica M6, where there's a patch here, and that's to put a battery in, to load the battery for the light meter. The reason there is a patch on the front of the Leica 2 is because it has no slow shutter speeds. So from memory, I think it only goes from 1 over 30th of a second up to 1 over 500th of a second. This makes the camera slightly simpler and a slightly lighter design, but the Leica 1, 2 and 3 all have the same kind of chassis. They just change on the top plate, either by having no slow shutter speeds for the Leica 1 and 2, no viewfinder and rangefinder for the Leica 1. Now the Leica 3 had both slower shutter speeds on the separate slow shutter speed dial on the front of the camera, and like the Leica 2, it has the built-in separate rangefinder and viewfinder windows. Now this design then continued for the Leica IIIa, this camera, the Leica IIIb, the Leica IIIc. The D and E are less common, but I believe there's a D and an E, and the Leica F. The Leica C and the Leica F are some of the most popular Leica 3 cameras, selling the highest number of units as I understand it. All of these cameras had exactly the same kind of basic layout on the top of the camera. During the kind of evolution of the Leica 3 cameras, there was many different designs. So as well as having the A, B, C, D, E, F, there was also kind of updated mini release versions in between. So you may have the black dial or the red dial. The red dial is better than a black dial because it was a later release, meaning there'll be slightly better features or more advanced features than the black dial. So when you look on eBay, you might often see the BD for black dial or RD for red dial, and you might be thinking, why are they charging more for this red dial, as they call it, Leica? That's because it was a later modification of the previous black dial version. And there's also ones that are not called anything, which are before black dial and red dial. So this is a non-named one. It's just a standard Leica IIIa. So if I already had a Leica IIIa, why would I even consider buying another Leica 3 camera? I've already got enough Leica cameras already, as you would think. But I enjoyed testing these cameras, and I think they are a good investment. As soon as I got the Leica 3, I kind of fell in love instantly with the size of this camera. But there's one feature in particular which makes it quite difficult to use, and that is the fact, or use quickly, that is the fact that it's got a split rangefinder viewfinder window, but also the fact that they're so small. You really have to kind of like squint your eye into that tiny hole to be able to both focus and then compose your image. And doing portraiture and not wanting to keep a model waiting, I want to work as fast as I possibly can. So after doing a lot of reading on the different Leica 3 cameras, I was aware that the Leica IIIg was a slightly different beast in terms of it was the last of the Leica 3 cameras, and so it had the most modifications before they moved to Leica M cameras. So let's look at the Leica IIIg. I'll just quickly first show you again the size. As you can hopefully see, the Leica IIIg is taller. Can you see? There's a higher top plate in the middle, and it is slightly heavier as well. So for me, that's one disadvantage. I like my lightweight, small cameras. So that's one reason to keep using my Leica IIIa. But the reason people pay more for the Leica IIIg is not only because there was fewer made and so the price is higher, but because unlike all the other Leica 3 cameras, it has a bigger, brighter viewfinder window, and they've included 50mm frame lines and 90mm frame lines. So this is the only Leica 3 camera to have, one, any frame lines, the rest of them is just a window. And two, if you want to shoot a 90mm lens, this is the only camera to have the built-in 90mm frame lines. This is the 3G. The other thing you'll notice on the 3G versus the 3A is the rangefinder and viewfinder window are now much closer together. So it's very easy to quickly shift your eyes a few, millimeters across to go from focus, compose, shoot, focus, compose, shoot. With this one, you kind of sometimes get a bit lost in between. It's like, where has she gone? Or whoever you're looking at. This makes the Leica 3G much faster to use. There's two other features on this camera. Just step back a bit. If you look at the spec list at the end of this video, you'll notice when the viewfinder and rangefinder went from a split window to a single kind of eyepiece. I believe it's by the C and the F have the same design as this, but they don't have the bigger window with the frame lines. They just have the one piece eyepiece, single eyepiece, including rangefinder, viewfinder, 2 windows. 2 other differences for the G versus the A. One has a self-time on the front, like the Leica M3. I'll show you. There's the M3. There's the difference as well, M3 versus G. The G is still slightly smaller than the M camera, but it's getting closer in terms of size. So you have the self-time on the front, and the other feature is on the back of the camera. You have a PC sync port. Unlike the Leica M3, which doesn't have a PC sync port, you need to buy an adapter to fit the PC sync cable, meaning you can use the Leica IIIg with a PC sync cable to use off-camera flash. So you're using a 1950s camera with off-camera flash, which I think is pretty cool. It does work. I had a Godox X1 trigger, the flatter trigger, not the aerial version, the flat one. See my blog for the triggers and lights that I use. I had the trigger on the top with a PC sync cable coming from the trigger to the back of the camera, and then I was firing off-camera Godox flashes. So I think that's quite cool, just the fact that this isn't like vintage technology, but it still works with a brand new wireless flash system. This is the Leica LMR 2.8 collapsible lens. And as you see, LMR 2.8, LMR 3.5. So I use this as my small camera setup. I'm going to use this to kind of a hybrid. It's still slower than a Leica M camera to focus quickly to kind of photograph models, but it's fast enough. I was using it today and it was fine. And it's still slightly smaller, and I think it looks cool. I really like the size of it and the shape of it. The other slight difference to the Leica IIIa, the diopter for the focusing on the 3A is here. The diopter for the rangefinder on the Leica 3G is here, underneath the film rewind knob. Both of these cameras have the lugs. The early versions didn't, so do look at that. They both have the tripod sockets as well, like so. Both of these cameras have bulb mode, 1 to 1,000th shutter speeds, base plate, removals, film spool, film loading, cold shoe, and no back door. Again, maybe see the Leica M3 versus Leica M2 video review. I'll link it above, and you'll see the difference up close between a Leica M3 or Leica M camera versus the Leica 3 cameras, which have no back door, so you're doing everything via the base plate. As I mentioned in my Leica IIIa versus Leica M3 video, the Leica IIIa, B, C, D, E, F, G all use the thread mount lenses. So this is different to the bayonet fit Leica M mount lenses. This lens will fit an M mount, like an M camera with a small eBay adapter, but it's a smaller diameter. So bayonet lenses will not fit the Leica 3 cameras, but the Leica 3 camera, like a screw mount or thread mount, will fit a modern camera. So reasons to buy why would you buy, if you wanted to buy a Leica 3, what would you buy? A, B, C, D, E, F or G. The Leica A is the smallest, the Leica G is thought to be the best. So I thought, well, if I'm going to get either end of the spectrum. I wanted one of the smallest, so I got this one, the IIIa. It's also great value for money. And then I like to experiment, and I think it's a good camera to own. So I bought the Leica IIIg because of the different viewfinder, rangefinder with the frame lines. Yeah, they're both beautiful cameras. I was using both cameras today on the model shoot. I shot some B-roll, so if it's any good, I'll include it. Yeah, that's cool. Good. Go.
Right on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. Ooh, I like those. Hi!
This is the crazy Zara, who is an awesome model.
And the awesome photographer. We're out here having an amazing shoot as usual.
We're just racing the daylight, so I'm using Leica CL and two Leica III, and I'm looking quite rough, not out of shape.
Working through a hanging eyelash.
Yeah, eyelashes hanging off, so true pro. Right, I'm going to give the camera to the model, to Zara, and she can video me taking the pictures.
Okay.
So, it's the first vintage camera. Okay. After you want me to, I'm going to go for your eyes. Wait a second. Okay, B-roll, 1, 2, 3. And then digital. Yeah, good. Nice. Let's do that. Beautiful. Okay, back to photos. If you wait to the end of this video, I'll do a spec sheet, all the different cameras, the weights, the main features, the main versions, because the cameras did vary slightly. I'll also do a separate video on how to load a Leica III camera, because it is different to a Leica M camera. You need to cut the film leader longer to fit into these cameras, so it is different to how you load a Leica M. I hope this was of some use, and a Leica III camera is a cheap way to get into Leica photography. And you also have the benefits of the beautiful lenses. They are both compact and they have a lot of character, because they some of them may be sharp in the centre and soft on the outside, or they may have swirly like bokeh or bokeh. The scimitar, especially the f2 version, which is over there, has like a swirly style. This is an f2.8, so slightly more modern. I bought it because it uses standard 39mm filters, so it's kind of again a good balance between not being limited by complete vintage technology where you have to have separate style of filters and it's more expense, and still being able to take nice images. This is the Leica IIIa versus the Leica IIIg. Hope you found it useful, and maybe you'll be inspired to treat yourself to one of these beautiful cameras. As I say, anything from £200 for Leica IIIa to maybe £500, maybe more, maybe less for Leica IIIg. With lenses sometimes without. Okay, thanks for watching. And if I don't post another video, have an amazing Christmas holidays. I'll try and keep posting over the period because I'm a bit behind. I've been developing film for the last week, so I've developed film from photo shoots from kind of September through to December. I stopped developing film to try and use my time to make videos, and then it got to the point that I needed the film developed to make the videos. So I've done some videos where I'm shot film in the video, and there's no point me posting the video behind the scenes if I've got nothing to show to compare against, for you to have like an image of maybe how the image looked on digital and how the image looked on film. So I couldn't do that. I had to stop making videos while I developed the film. I did 12 rolls of film developing this week. I've got one more to do that I shot today, and then back to my to-do list for videos. Feel free to comment below if there's anything you'd like me to cover. I've got a huge to-do list. I'm always happy to have hear your thoughts. Basically try and make things which add value to other people and kind of share what I've learnt. So hopefully help you guys. So yeah, hope you found it useful, and thanks for watching.